Hello, I'm John and I'm here with AO, and today I'm going to tell you how to get the best photos with your phone. Now, it's worth noting that some of these tips can help you get a better image, but in fact photography is subjective, so the photo you're happy with is the best photo for you. One thing you need to think about is light direction. If it's directly above you, it can create dark shadows on your subject's face. If you're taking portraits and the sun's behind them, it can make them a silhouette. Another thing you can do with a lot of new phones is actually turn a grid onto the screen. And that's great for two reasons. One, it ensures that your phone is level. And the other thing is you can use what's called the rule of thirds, split the screen into 3 sections and try and put your subject on one of those intersections. Depending on what your subject is the perspective where you're taking the photo from. You can shoot down low, you could shoot up high. Think about what it is that you're trying to capture and the message you're trying to convey in that image. A lot of new phones have portrait mode on them. What that does is it creates a blurred background, making your subject the focus of your image. It's worth using the 2x zoom on your phone for portraits. Going for a wider lens can sometimes be a bit unflattering for the subject. And also think about moving in a little bit closer for your portraits too. So next, if you're capturing an action shot, could be your child playing a sport, could just be people moving, you can use burst mode on your phone, and that takes a long sequence of shots until you take your finger off the button, and then you can just go back and pick the frame that you like the most. There's also a focus lock setting. So if you've composed your shot, but in fact the area you want to focus on isn't the center of frame, you can press and hold on the screen, and that will lock the focus to that area that you're trying to take the photo of. Next, we're going to look at landscapes. If your phone has an ultra-wide zoom, try experimenting with it. Going to that 0.5 setting can give you a really great panoramic shot. Also, a lot of phones now have an HDR setting, which stands for high dynamic range. This will help you balance the sky against dark foregrounds and give you some dramatic shots. Next, we're going to look at still life photography. So product photography, food. If you can, try and find a nice natural soft light source. It could just be outside in daylight. It could be light coming through a window. It will give you a nice soft even light on your subject. If you can, get in close. Try and capture some of the detail and texture of the subject that you're taking a photo of. Also, you can use portrait mode again. It will help you isolate your subject away from its surroundings. Maybe even think about the composition of your subject. Play carefully with symmetry and arrangement to try and give yourself a unique framing. Lastly, we're going to look at low light and nighttime photography. If you can, try to avoid the bright white flash that comes out of the screen or the back. It's going to look very harsh on your subject. Some phones have a night mode on it, so activate that if possible. And the other thing you can look at is the exposure level. On a lot of modern phones now, you can tap on the screen and a slider appears where you can control the exposure level of the image that you're taking. Also, try to keep your phone very still. On certain phones, it'll ask you to hold it and try and line up across so that your image remains balanced and it can take as much light in as possible. Maybe it's a good idea to even prop up your phone on a stable platform if you've got something nearby.